Good morning, everybody. I'm out at the plane. Today's flight is visiting a friend I haven't seen in a couple of years. He's over in a city called Claresholm. It's not far from the foothills to the Rocky Mountains, so it's going to be a really nice flight. Now it's almost 6 a.m. local time. The crop dusters have already started their workday. They are basically up and rolling at 6 a.m. So we are going to join them. Let's go.
Bow Island area traffic, this is Golf Tango Zulu Whiskey. I'm departing to the northwest, low level. I'll be following the river to the Grand Forks and then climbing out, headed to High River. Now if I was Trent Palmer, I could probably land on that gravel bar, but definitely not with a Piper Tomahawk. I'd probably rip the nose wheel off the second it touched down on that. Now as we round the bend here, we'll be getting to the Grand Forks. Now that's where the Bow River meets the Old Man River and turns into the South Saskatchewan River. Just beautiful, look at that. So this is where the two rivers meet as one. Now we'll break off and join our course and head to High River. We got to do a fuel stop in High River, then it's off to Claresholm to visit my friend. I'm leveled off at my cruising altitude of 6,500 feet. Just get a look at the prairies. Everything's starting to turn green. It's absolutely beautiful up here. Now you can just see kind of a smoke haze everywhere though. That's kind of what Alberta's been dealing with for several weeks now. There's several forest fires that are in further north in Alberta, but the wind just keeps blowing it all down here. So I'm just outside of Vulcan, Alberta. Check out this solar farm. It's just a huge project. I'll zoom in here. These are all solar panels. From a distance, you'd almost think it's like a different type of farm field. And once you get up close, you just realize it's row after row after row of solar panels. Now also off my left side here is a large wind farm. High River traffic, Golf Tango Zulu Whiskey is on a 5-mile final, runway 25 for a full stop landing, High River. Gophers? There's 3 gophers on the runway right now. High River traffic, Golf Tango Zulu Whiskey is down and clear. Hey, we just got an aircraft on short final, so we're just going to hold back. I backed away from the taxiway and I'm just holding off for them to get by. I imagine they're probably going to go to the pumps. Wow, what a beautiful plane. High River traffic, Golf Tango Zulu Whiskey. We'll be backtracking runway 25, departure to the west and a left turn to Claresholm. High River traffic. Now I love the turn radius of this Tomahawk. I don't know if you saw, but I did a pretty tight turn on the taxiway to back away and allow that other aircraft to have plenty of room to get off the runway and get to where they needed to go. This aircraft pretty much turns on a dime. It's unreal. High River traffic, Tango Zulu Whiskey's on the roll, runway 25. And she wants to fly. Now let's go say hi to the Gravitas Monument. For those of you that don't know about Gravitas, it is a monument that can only be seen from the air, and it is made up of several Avro Anson bombers, or what's left of them, the bomber trainers in World War II. Now most of the airfields around here were all World War II training bases, where bomber crews were trained before going over to England. Now right off my nose is Gravitas. So the bombers make up kind of like a sundial formation on the Earth. There we go, beautiful. And look for more of Gravitas in an upcoming video. Claresholm area traffic, Golf Tango Zulu Whiskey is crossing overhead to join left downwind runway 21 for a full stop. So you can see that 3 runway layout. Now that's pretty typical of all the British Commonwealth air training airports from World War II in southern Alberta here. 2 of the runways are marked off with X's because they're so deteriorated they're not usable. Now I can see my buddy's car down on the ground, so he's already there waiting.
The gratitude of every home in our island, in our empire, and indeed throughout the world, except in the abodes of the guilty, goes out to the British airmen who, undaunted by odds, unwearied in their constant challenge and mortal danger, are turning the tide of the world war by their prowess and by their devotion. Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few. All our hearts go out to the fighter pilots whose brilliant actions we see with our own eyes day after day. But we must never forget that all the time, night after night, month after month, our bomber squadrons travel far into Germany, find their targets in the darkness by the highest navigational skill, aim their attacks, often under the heaviest fire, often with serious loss, with deliberate, careful discrimination.
So the Claresholm Airport in 1941 became home for the No. 15 Service Flying Training School. Bomber crews were trained on the Avro Anson as well as the Cessna Crane before they went off to World War II. From there they would fly the Lancasters, the Halifax bombers, Mosquitoes, and other aircraft. Now walking alongside this building, it's pretty surreal. It's pretty surreal to think about, you know, if you were to time warp back to 1941 to 1945, what this space would be like. A lot of the people around you would have gone off to war. Many of them would have never returned. What an awesome vibe this airport has. I had a great lunch with my friend, great visit with my friend. We checked out a couple places in Claresholm, and then just to walk around this airport, it's just unreal. but it's time for me to leave. So I'll be getting back to the plane and heading out back home.
Look at this view. This is my Thursday afternoon. Fantastic. Aviation's awesome. I love it. If you're thinking about getting your pilot license or thinking about going on a discovery flight, I think you really need to do that. The time is now. You don't want to be that kind of person that spends their whole life wishing they did it, only to miss the boat. Oh man, is it choppy. If this was an airline, it'd be called the Vomit Comet. Well, I'm running a little short of time. I gotta get back home and do some of the chore list before the wife and kids get home. So, time to head back. What an awesome day. Well, I'm still getting tossed around, but I'm just starting my descent into Bow Island. I'm about 10 minutes out. Oh. Anyways, ahead of me is the South Saskatchewan River. So we're coming back over that point. There's the Grand Forks that you saw earlier in the day, back when the air was calm and we weren't getting chucked around so much. So that's it. We'll line up. We'll come in from the north. We'll cross over head of the airfield and join left downwind for runway 23 for that full stop landing. Bow Island traffic, Tango Zulu Whiskey is on final, runway 23 for full stop. I see we got an irrigation pivot spraying water right into our approach path. So we'll get a free wash as we're coming in, maybe. Awesome. Look at that. We'll touch down a little high, just so we're not in the wash. I don't really feel like running into that today. There we go. A little bit of float. Guide her in. Bingo. And we're nice and stable. Flaps up. And we're down. Beautiful. Bow Island traffic, Tango Zulu Whiskey is down and clear.
Seriously, dude? You pooped on my airplane. Unreal. So thanks for coming along on today's flight. You know, Alberta has a lot of rich history with the British Commonwealth Air Training Plan, and I have a pile of videos planned that showcase that. So please subscribe to the channel and you'll be notified on when those come out. In the meantime, like I said, thanks for flying along with me, and I'll see you on the next one.